Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Disclaimer before I go any further, I did get my wisdom teeth taken out, so I'm talking very funny and my face may look a little fatter, particularly on this side. I should probably have my bang over there then, right? For today's tutorial, I am excited, super excited, because I'm using the Masquerade by Juvia'S place. Now, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm not a big fan of the first Nubian palette. I didn't too much like the quality of the eyeshadows. Just my opinion. You might have it and you might love it, but I just didn't like it that much. But this, I really like this palette because it's the first one that I've owned to where there are bold colors as well as neutral warm tone colors. But this palette is so pigmented and it's easy to blend. When I was using the eyeshadows, that I am blending this stuff out quick to where this eyeshadow look did not take like the usual time that it usually takes me to do my eyeshadow. Now I do want to do a little bit of a size comparison with the eyeshadows just to show you guys that these are bigger than what I thought they were going to be. So if you guys want to learn how to get this warm brown smoky eye using this palette, just keep on watching. So the first step is to prime, and I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the shade Eden. And I'm only using a little bit of this, not as much as I usually use. Alright, so the first shadow is going to be our transition color, and I'm using Latte from Makeup Geek on a Morphe M441 brush, and I'm applying this to the upper crease area. Next, with the shade Cairo and an Anastasia blending brush, I'm going to apply this directly under Latte. Then with Americano from Makeup Geek and that same blending brush, I'm going to apply this into my outer V, and I'm going to use tapping motions so I don't put too much product. Now with a mixture of Dahia and Casablanca on a Sigma E55 brush, I'm going to apply this on the empty portion of my lid, and I'm going to be sure to kind of bring it up into my crease just because for my eye shape that looks a lot better. Now when you put on your lid shade, you might have blended away the colors in your outer V area, so I'm going to put them back now. This is just Americano, and because I want a little bit more definition, I'm taking an e.l.f. eye crease brush into the crease area where my lid shade meets. I'm going to put a little bit of that orange shade back into my crease area. Now these shadows are very pigmented, so I would use like a half of a dot for this part. Now one trick that I do in pretty much every makeup look is I'll open up my front camera on my phone and I look down and take a picture just to make sure that my eyeshadow is even. And because I took that picture, I can see that I need a little more of this dark shade on this eye. Okay, now because I want my shadows on my lower lash line to be more pigmented, I'm taking that primer again and just making 3 little dots up under there, blending it out with my finger. Now with my Sigma E45 brush and the orange shade that I put in my crease, I'm going to apply that to my lower lash line. And with this part, be very careful that you don't get it in your eye, because I've gotten glitter in my eye before. And oh, it's not fun. I'm laughing now, but it's not fun. And then right on top of that, I'm taking Americano in like the outer portion of my lower lash line. And the very last thing that I did was I took the shade Giza from that palette and I put it in my inner corner on the bottom and the top lash line. Now with this kind of look, because you have a lot going on with your eyes, I could just put on mascara and be done. But I do want to put on just a natural style of a lash, so I'm going to put on mascara to prep for the lashes, and then I'm going to use Ardell wispies. I'm acting like I'm talking to y'all so normal when really I'm talking so funny. This is so embarrassing. This is so annoying. For foundation, I'm using the Makeup Forever Water Blend Foundation. I know I talked about that I like this foundation in my last video, but I don't think that I said another one of the reasons why I really like it. I feel like I'm trying to convince y'all to get it. But it's such a great foundation. I think it's something that everybody should have just for the days that they want light coverage. But another one of the things that I really like is that I don't have to spend a lot of time blending out my foundation. But I think that has to do with the fact that it's a light coverage foundation. It might be just the MO of a light coverage foundation, and I'm just used to full coverage. But either way, I really like this foundation. For concealer, I'm using the MAC Prolongwear Concealer in the shade NC35. I think like heavier coverage concealers mixed with a light foundation is a really good combination. Sometimes when you use like a full coverage foundation and a full coverage concealer, it can be too much. But this is a really good combination. And then to set my concealer, I'm using the Mercier translucent powder. Now for highlight, I'm using the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit. I've really been using it for eyeshadow, like inner corner highlight, stuff like that. It is life itself. The color that I'm using from the palette today is Pink Heart, and it's a pink iridescent highlighter. Now for my nose highlight, I'm just going to use a bit of L'Oreal so I can have like a normal color on the center of my face. For bronzer, I'm using, you know what, I'm gonna let you guys guess it. It's gonna be in the description box, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is. If you watch my channel, you know what it is. For lips, I'm going to line them with MAC Chestnut Lip Liner and fill them in with Colourpop Cami Matte X Lippie Stick. Alright you guys, and that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I also hope that you pick up this palette. This is essential. It really is. It has a lot of shadows in here that I didn't already have in my collection, especially these bright colors and even some of these shades. This palette is $32.50, which is like in the mid-range of the price of palettes, so it's not super expensive. I will leave a link in the description box of where you can go to get this palette. I hope in the next video that my voice and stuff will be back to normal. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to keep yourself updated on my new videos, and I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.